Harry Atwell from The Princess Bride. He's so hot.
What is your favorite Princess Bride quote, or what'd you say to him?
Oh, isn't it as you wish?
As you wish.
It's the most important one.
As you wish. Well, there was a lot of fans wishing for season 2 of Agent Carter, and we are getting it.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure to have all your support. So thank you for all the social media support that you've given us, and it was thanks to you that ABC listened.
Yeah. Yes. And before I jump to the fan question, but I do want to say, like, I think you're action figure worthy. You need an action figure. And when this happens, what do you want your action figure to do? Have like a judo chop, like a karate kick? What should you do?
Well, I want it to be a bit like Woody from Toy Story and have a little gadget in the back so she has, like, I know my value in an English accent. So the one-liners in a very British accent would be fantastic.
I like it. I like it. Well, let's start over here. Hi, how are you?
Hi. I'm Hayley. I know we're all really excited for season 2 of Agent Carter, and it might be too early to tell, but one of the main criticisms of the first season was a lack of diversity, especially for a show set in New York City. So I was wondering if for the next season we might be able to see Peggy fighting alongside more women or people of color.
I hope so. I think the fantastic thing about the writers that I'm working with is a very collaborative feel. So anything that I'm bringing to the table and suggesting is something they would take on board. And I think we're going to be a year ahead at least. It's no longer 1946, so we're going to go with the times. I don't actually know what decade we'll be in or what year. But I think it's an important representation of the audiences watching in. That's what they want, so hopefully Marvel will give them that.
Thank you.
Okay.
Right on. Thank you. I have another famous S.H.I.E.L.D. agent here, Black Widow.
About 2 weeks ago, I got on Twitter and tweeted that I wanted to ask a question at this panel about disability themes on Agent Carter with parallels between Peggy's experience of being mistreated for being a woman and Daniel Souza's experience of being mistreated because he has a disability. And I was afraid to ask the question because I was afraid people would laugh. And I walked away from my phone for 20 minutes and came back, and you had tweeted that I should ask my question. So here I am. So, as I said, the basic question is, do you think that there were very relevant parallels between Peggy and Souza's different experiences in the workplace and in life? And do you think that drew them together as characters? And how do you think that will be further developed in what is now officially a season 2?
I think it's a fantastic question. I'm so pleased that you came back and asked it, because I think one of the things from the Cap first Avenger film that Peggy and Steve had in common was a so-called disability and being the underdog. She was someone that wasn't taken seriously because of her sex. He was someone that had kind of physical disadvantage over the other guys going to war. And I think that created a kindred spirit between them, which meant that they were looking beyond the aesthetic into the true souls of who they were. And I think that's also what's so appealing with Souza's character, because he understands what she will be going through. And I think, you know, what's wonderful about that is you have a relationship that's not based on lust and desire. In that sense, you're having two imperfect souls getting together and fighting the same cause, which is to be able to have the strength to stand up for who they are and what they believe in. And I think that's the kind of the heart of their relationship. And I'm sure, you know, Enver will be up for it. I wouldn't mind a little kiss with Enver. I think, you know, she's moved on from Steve. He'll always be close to her, but I think there's also room now for her to have a romantic interest. So I'm all for it.